Want to give a big congratulations to Tyrann Mathieu for being the New Orleans Saints Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. Now, this award isn't just another accolade. It's an award that goes to somebody who not only exemplifies what it means to be a big-time player on the field, but also off the field as well. So I just want to give a shout out to the Man of the Year, and I want to discuss what it is. The Ambassador of Son of a Saint, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering fatherless young boys through mentorship, leadership, and all those kind of cool things. And as we all know, number 32 has been very active in the New Orleans community ever since he started his NFL career, and that's one of the biggest things about him. He's always said, I want to give back to the community that raised me. Now, this is his second time being nominated, so I'd love to see Tyrann Mathieu win the award this year. But let's help me out and congratulate the Honey Badger by liking this video. He is the man. He's my Man of the Year. And if he's your Man of the Year as well, hit that thumbs up icon. And as for what we're diving into on today's video, we're talking about Jake Haener. Should he get the start this week if Derek Carr can't go? We're also going to dive into some roster news, and I'm going to tell you why Carr's an idiot. So be sure to stick around for the very end of the video. So I think that it's time to give Jake Haener a shot. And maybe not time to give it to him, but at least time to start having that conversation. Because the New Orleans Saints are currently in a massive uphill battle just to get into the playoffs. You really don't have a route into the wild card. It's going to take a lot of help and a lot of miracles. You could go win the NFC South, but the only touchdowns you scored in the division was Tony Jones Jr. in 2 touchdowns in week 2, and he's not even on the team anymore. So, that's just my thing. I don't know if the Saints have a path to the playoffs right now. I doesn't really feel confident. So is it time to give them a shot? Now, New Orleans, in case you didn't know or in case you forgot, they traded their 4th-round pick in 2024 to Jacksonville in order to select Jake Haener. And he's a great quarterback coming out of Fresno State. He is a little bit smaller, but he is a gritty, tough son of a gun. And he will have a chance to compete for the QB2 position this offseason. And earlier, if you didn't know or if you forgot, like I said earlier, he did actually serve a 6-game suspension due to PEDs, and he's the 2023 Senior Bowl MVP. And I want to just address this PED suspension thing real quick. He even said, I don't know how I tested positive. I make sure that all of my supplements, all of my things are up to, the standards of what I can and can't take, but I have to take full accountability. So that's just one thing that I'm like, hey, I haven't seen Derek Carr take a lot of accountability recently. Jake Haener, he's taken accountability as a rookie on a mistake that he doesn't even know how it got made. But look at the numbers of the Fresno State Bulldog. Holy shit, this guy is good at football. I mean, sure, it's the Mountain West. He's not playing Alabama. He's not playing Georgia. He's not playing Texas. He's not playing whoever you want to say is your favorite college football team. But I can tell you this. Those 2,896 yards, that 72% completion rate, 20 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, that's really good. You know it's not good? Having your starting quarterback you're paying over $100 million only have 10 touchdown passes, and we're in NFL Week 13. Like, what's going on here? I think at least Haener would, if he started most of the season, I think at least he would have more than 10 touchdowns. Is that crazy for me to say? Is that a hot take? I don't think it is, because you can see the accuracy, you can see the decision-making was good, and you can see the productivity was there. So that's all I have to say on this aspect, but I have more to get to here in a second. So don't miss a thing, Saints fans. I know we're talking about the offseason right now here in this graphic, but we don't take an offseason. If anything, when the Saints aren't playing football, we actually ramp up our coverage. We go live more often. We're able to give you guys content every single day, whether it's about the draft, whether it's about trades, whether it's about free agency, whether it's about coaching, quarterback changes, player changes, everything. We ramp up our coverage during the offseason, so don't miss out on a thing and subscribe today. Now, there was an anonymous NFL executive that talked about Jake Haener during the NFL draft process, and it kind of worked out funny. They compared the kid to Drew Brees, but look where he is now. He's in the black and gold in New Orleans. And I thought this quote was interesting, so I wanted to resurface it. I think he's similar to Gardner Minshew. And all you might be saying, well, I don't want Gardner Minshew. Well, hate to break it to you, Gardner Minshew's in the playoffs right now. He's in the wild card picture in the AFC. So do what you want with that information. He's got some gamer to him. He's accurate. He just doesn't have a big arm, but he's got a little Drew Brees to him. That ball's going to come out. He knows exactly where he's going with it. He's just not a big guy at 5'11", less than 210 pounds. So can he hold up? Well, let's tell you how he held up in the preseason, in preseason week 1, in that incredible, crazy comeback win against the Chiefs. Jake Haener, sure, he threw an interception that, kind of ruined the momentum and the offensive flow, if you will. But then he, right after that, went and drove downfield and put your team into field goal range so Blake Grupe could kick a game-winning field goal against the defending Super Bowl champions. Sure, it's the preseason, it's backups. But look what he did with backups. So it just, come on, hear me out. And then in week 2 against the Chargers, you saw him go 11-17, 118 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. And in week 3, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, $172. And then you can see right here the total stats of the preseason, 38-72. 395 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. But what are the pros and cons to starting Jake Haener? I get it. I know a lot of y'all are going to probably see this video and be like, what in the hell is this guy talking about? Why in the God's green earth would we start Jake Haener right now? Well, Derek Carr got hurt. We don't have any injury updates around him. That information's coming out a little bit later, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. But here are the pros and the cons, in my personal opinion. The pros: you get to see what you have in a young rookie quarterback. Your offense can't get really can't get worse than it already is. This offense absolutely sucks. The New Orleans Saints offense is about as entertaining as watching paint dry. I mean, I'm telling you, I'd rather hang out with my ex-girlfriend for 6 months than watch 1 quarter of the New Orleans Saints offense. He's also a very tough, smart, and poised player. We saw that in that preseason game against the Kansas City Chiefs. But the best example was when he took on UCLA, had a crazy win. I mean, he dug deep. He finished the game, drops to his knees, and just hands in the air because he gave everything he absolutely could. He's smart. He knows how to play the game of football at a high level. And the dude is one tough SOB. Now let's go to the cons. You still do have a possibility to make the playoffs. The chances are still alive. Your hopes are not dead. You can make the postseason. And I'm going to skip number 2 to go to number 3. If you do that, you're going to go ahead and say playoff hopes are alive, but not enough for us to, really try and push for it. So we're just going to punt on the season and give up. And as you saw in the preseason stats, they really weren't that amazing. They really weren't anything to jumping off screen that are like, holy cow, why are we not playing this kid? But I can tell you this, my overall thoughts and my take on it, if Derek Carr cannot go versus the Panthers, I would start Jameis Winston. That is what I'm going to say here. However, if things start going south, if it's kind of just getting out of hand and you're like, well, this is just going to be one of those games, the Panthers are somehow going to beat the Saints this year, put the rookie in. What do you have to lose? Like, why wouldn't you try to see what you have in that draft pick that you invested in? It's not like you just made the pick. You traded to go and make that pick. So I just want to see what that would have to do. So I want you to let me know your thoughts. Is it time? Would you start Jake Haener at any point in this season? Just type S for start, type B for keep him on the bench. I can't wait to see what you have to say. And guys, I also really want you to just let me know and take advantage of this pinned comment because it is going to get a YouTube ad break, so take advantage of it. It's going to scroll down, give 10 seconds, share your answer, scroll back up. All right, so I want to get to some roster news, into an update. Nick Underhill, he tweeted this out. The Saints released Daniel Sorensen. He was on the practice squad, and for those of you who forgot he was around, Dan Sorensen was on the practice squad this year. So let's take a look at the depth chart. Obviously, him being a practice squad guy doesn't really shake up the active roster in the depth chart, but I will go ahead and say this. When you have a really talented player in Jordan Howden, I believe that's why the New Orleans Saints are okay with moving on from Sorensen. Keep it real. Sorensen really only added special teams value. Jordan Howden, He adds special teams, he adds defensive power, and he adds value in a lot of different facets. So I think that Jordan Howden replaced Dan Sorensen. Sorry, Dan. I don't necessarily think he'll be missed, but, good luck in your future endeavors. And guys, if you want to make some future endeavors to the New Orleans Saints games, to concerts, comedy shows, or any live events in New Orleans or in your hometown, I encourage you to get started with the Game Time app. And if you use our promo code SAINTSCHAT, you get $20 off. Now, here's the crazy part about the Game Time app. You get to use the user interface to show you exactly where your seats are going to be located. And if you look on the screen right now, Saints vs. Panthers at the Dome, NFC South matchup is $17. You see on the bottom of your screen, $20 off with Saints Chat. You pretty much are going to a Saints game for free if you use our promo code and you use Saints Chat. And here's the other thing. You don't even have to use it just on Saints games. You can use it for any live event, any sporting event, any sort of concert, comedy show. I've been able to use it for so many things. I can't say what because I know my girlfriend watches these videos and that's what her Christmas present is. But if you use this promo code down below, SAINTSCHAT, you get $20 off on the Game Time app. You can pay with Venmo, you can pay with credit card. It is so easy, it's so much fun, and I can't emphasize it enough. All that information will be in the comment section description of this video. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code SAINTSCHAT for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All right, here we go. It's time to have some fun here. Carr's an idiot. I'm not talking Derek Carr. I'm talking David Carr because he recently made his entry for what I would say might be the worst take of all time on NFL Access. And it absolutely baffles me when you have a guy who is able to go and try and speak his mind and he has NFL experience, but then he just says some absolute nonsense like this. Did you see this shit? Clearly, Jalen is uncomfortable reading through a defense in a drop-back pass scenario. Some would say he's not even good at it. Oh, my God. The Eagles had the best record in the freaking NFL, David. In case you missed out on that, or in case you're too busy saying, hey, I think the Saints could go win the Super Bowl because my brother Derek Carr is going to figure it out in the second half of the season. Shut the hell up, David. Let's finish up with the squad. He said, you have a serious conversation if you're Philly, and you have to really say, is it better for us to play Marcus Mariota right now and let Jalen get fully healthy? We could put Marcus in there, win a couple of games. Maybe you have the number 1 seed still. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have it. I'd say Mariota is better at playing quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles right now. He'd be more productive. Holy cow, I just can't believe that there is somebody in the Carr family that is making me more like, what is going on here? And dear David Carr, here's my response to that. I'm sure you've seen this meme. What the hell is even that? What the hell is even that? Daddy chill. What is even that? I mean, oh my God. You've seen that video.
Daddy chill.
Thank you, Jeremy Chuggs. I mean, goodness gracious. What? He said maybe Jalen Hurts isn't even considered a good pocket passer. Oh, I got a question for you, David. I got a real important question to ask you. If you think that Jalen Hurts is, quote, not even good at drop back passing, what on God's green earth do you think of your brother? What on God's green earth do you think of Derek Carr? Because if Jalen Hurts, a guy who's leading the team, who has the best record in the NFL, is not good at passing, is not a good pocket passer, it doesn't have to be, oh my God, it just absolutely drives me insane. So help me out and help me just say, shut up. You know the book. You read it as a kid or your teacher read it to you as a kid. Everyone type no David in the comment section because, oh my God, that's the dumbest thing in the world. So I'm going to go outside and I'm going to cool down for a minute and I need you to comment no David in the comment section. But Saints fans, as always, we had a little fun to finish the show. Y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time.